For those in the bondage of racism, we need freedom,
I'm at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, California. Hundreds of folks are going to come here to witness the Beyonce Mass, bringing together secular music and a religious message to tell a story of empowerment for particularly women of color, but for anyone who happens to sing praises to the goddess herself, Beyonce.
Welcome back to Calculated Confusion Exposed. Today we will be exposing Beyonce, another idol put in front of the people to deceive. We took a quick look at the church that worships her in San Francisco. The blasphemy is clear here. Beyonce is a demonic witch. Let's go through the evidence.
Bewitching Beyonce. The Queen Bee practiced witchcraft on one of her musicians. This Daily Mail TV exclusive. The drummer who claimed she was put under Beyonce's spell is now speaking.
The fact that people keep saying, I'm crazy? Hell, the situations I had to deal with to survive are crazy.
Kimberly Thompson says she is tormented from being put under manic sexual spells by Beyonce.
We're talking about other situations where changing into animals and jumping into other bodies and all kinds of really crazy stuff.
In bizarre court papers, Thompson claims Beyonce, who she refers to as this person, has started a campaign of harassment against her that includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells of sexual molestation. She also claims Beyonce murdered her kitten after the singer put a spell on it.
They were like, the cat has a spell on it. The cat was taken back to her people, and they killed it.
It's unclear why Thompson is speaking out now, even though she says Beyonce has been at it since 2006.
She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress. She's just been a savage.
Hips tick-tock when I dance. On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans. On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans.
So, when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
Usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when, the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
But no, is it like a process that happens too? Like you were talking about the high heels, like once the lashes go on and the makeup and all that stuff.
It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
And how is Sasha Fierce different than I am?
Well, I know, definitely wearing that bodysuit, I could never walk out here and do that.
Does Sasha Fierce ever go home?
Sometimes, but not often, only on special occasions.
She ever show up shows up sometimes at the house.
But definitely when I'm nervous or whenever I have to perform, whenever I have to do choreography or something that's difficult, and it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that takes over.
It was way better than I expected, and Sasha was in full effect. Sasha is my alter ego. And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. She can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me. And I knew that was gonna be my coming out night for the BET Awards.
looking so crazy in love. Got me looking so crazy in love.
Here we go.
Y'all, I'm out of breath because we sang Beyonce in church. Holy cow.
We do have a community that is youthful and loving and looks to the world as a partner, not an enemy. So if that's new to you, I hope it's good news. God actually loves you.
What can you tell me about the progressive nature of Grace Cathedral?
I think a lot of the people who show up tonight are people of color, LGBT people, people on whom other people's narratives have been projected. And I mean, just to be honest, the church hasn't been the best about lifting up those voices. It really began as us saying, how can we actually be the people of God that we hope to be in the world?
And Beyonce is the perfect passage to get that message out there.
Honestly, I think Beyonce is a better theologian than many of the pastors and priests in our church today.
She clearly admits that Sasha Fierce is an entity that comes inside of her. Beyonce is not only demonically possessed, she is also a victim of MKUltra. MKUltra is the code name given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, some of which were illegal. These experiments were first ran as early as the 1950s and is still used today. Let's take a look at a handful of clips that seemingly show victims of MKUltra.
To get total control of people's minds. And that would be done by taking hypnotism out of the realm of the occult and introduce it as a new science for the benefit of mankind.
Reflecting a policy of genocide either against the Tibetan people themselves or against their culture.
Look at my nigga Jalen Rose. Tell me that's a fucking robot or some shit. That ain't no fucking human being. Look at this nigga. He didn't move, blink, or nothing. Bro, look at this shit. This nigga a robot too, man. They got my nigga. That's my nigga. He from my city. No, they got him too. No, this shit wicked than a bitch. I just peeped this shit watching the game in the finals.
Costume contest. We do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
The show cut to black and went to an extra long commercial break, nearly 6 minutes long. But when it did come back on, Wendy was back up.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back.
Someone do the junior high hard dance. It's like this. You gotta make it
real awkward.
That's exactly how
you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies
exactly.
in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll. And as Mark Cohn says in his great song, Walking in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room.
But tonight's Beyonce Mass is set to draw crowds in the hundreds. And though I don't consider Beyonce to be a religious symbol, like some of her most ardent fans, there's no denying her strong use of religious symbolism throughout her music and performances, paying homage to everything from female African deities, the Last Supper, Black Madonna, and the Virgin Mary herself. I spoke with Reverend Yolanda Norton, Beyonce fan and organizer of the event, to find out where the idea came from to mix Beyonce with the Bible.
The event was born out of a class that I teach called Beyonce in the Hebrew Bible. So I walked them through this process of thinking about how the music of Beyonce helped us have conversations about Black women and how we worship and our spirituality.
So talk me through how you analyze a song like Flaws and All for your students.
She has this ambiguous audience, right, in the song. Maybe it's Jay-Z, maybe it's her fans, but I love it when she says, you know, I'm a train wreck.
I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
Right?
I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
Every now and then, without warning, I can be really mean to you.
Right.
I can be really mean toward you.
So what we do in the worship services, we make that about a conversation that we would have with God. So if you imagine that as a prayer to God, how many...
I don't know why you love me.
And that's why I love you, right? I neglect you when I'm working. Yep, we all do that, right? So it's really about naming Black female spirituality is embodied in that song.
The Lord be with you.
Also with you.
Lift up your hearts.
Lift them up to the Lord.
We live in a world where a mostly male church debates whether or not women should be ordained. But Jesus chose Mary of Nazareth, a woman of color, and another woman of color, Mary of Magdala, to be the prophet of the resurrection. So what is very clear to me is that God is a lot more comfortable in trusting his power and authority to women of color than the church is.
I've been out. I swear I'd be a better man if I were a boy.
How you doing?
I'm good.
But what this moment exposed to some even caught us by surprise. Here it is again, slowed down. As Beyonce sits down with Molly Meldrum, her dress folds. That crease caused a worldwide controversy.
Beyonce's over-sexualized music does not bring a positive image to the world. Her music is riddled with satanic Freemason symbolism. We are going to be taking a look at the symbolism in Beyonce and Jay-Z's newest music video Mood Forever, featuring Childish Gambino.
I think people are so brainwashed. You get up in the morning, you click on the computer, you see all these pictures, and it's all you think of is the picture and the image that you see all day, every day, and you don't see the human form.
Blood on the sinner. They're in it down to go for go mutumbo. No, sinner. You can I throw up my diamond. No trade, I won't give up my pride. Focus to get your mind right. Cloud nine, I couldn't even tell you what's going down. Hey!
Read for you this article. This is one of the only few articles that really tells the truth about the whole album. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, it's the greatest album ever. But no, it's not. Let me read for you. So, Black is King is blasphemous and demonic. This is from Jesselyn Lancaster. This is from the Movie Guide review. She says, Beyonce's visual album Black is King is on Disney Plus. Is a deeply confusing assault of images that simultaneously promote Christianity and a slew of other false religions, including Yoruba Santeria religion and pagan occult elements. You know, that's how they get you. They'll throw in some Christian elements in there, and then you might be thinking, oh yeah, she talked about Jesus, she mentioned something about the Bible, he must be innocent and safe. No, it's not. That's how to lure you in, and then they'll insert all these demonic things in it, demonic imagery, demonic rituals, and things they do. Witchcraft. This is what it is. It's sorcery going on, basically. Let me keep on reading this. Though it's as simple as that. In multiple songs, Beyonce and her dancers don cattle horns, cow skulls, which could have parallel to witchcraft, and I'm gonna explain more of that. This is all demonic. It's all about devils. I'm gonna explain more about that, so just keep that in mind. Another sequence: a motorcycle gang chases a young boy into an open warehouse where he's approached by a man who has a boa constrictor wrapped around his upper body. Can you believe it? These are demonic imageries. In this same sequence, some people have crosses as part of their wardrobe. So they're trying to inject Christian things in there to lure you to worship Lucifer. But these crosses provide no sense of peace or comfort. The snake is very menacing and the boy is clearly confused and afraid. Then motorbikes, then motorcycles with bright red horns appear. Satanic burst into the warehouse, chase the boy into the woods. The sequence has multiple elements of the occult, with a woman writhing and her eyes rolling back in her head while she sings. That's demonic possession, basically. This is such a demonic thing. It also looks like the people chasing the boy are demonic, attempting to sacrifice him. Ultimately, the boy's father sacrifices himself to save the boy, save his son. The narrator says, no true king ever dies. Ancestors hold us with peace. This is amazing. Ancestral worship is demonic worship. I'm going to let you know that. Ancestral worship is not worshiping God. You're worshiping the devil. If you're thinking you're woke, but saying, oh, let's go worship Egyptology, worship the Egyptians, worship devils. I mean, how hard can you understand? All these devil, God of Ra, God of the moon, they're all demonic. These were not gods. These were not real God. These were demonic. Album, she got these horns. And a lot of people think, oh yeah, this is one of the gods of Ra or something in Egyptology. And also Egyptology, all these people were saying, we are Egyptians, let's go back and worship Egypt. That's demonic gods. These are not real gods. You need to understand there's only one God. All this Egyptology, ancestral worship is nonsense. These are demonic rituals. You're worshiping Lucifer, basically. Egyptology is worshiping Lucifer, Baphomet. All these are religions. These are the symbols of the devil. The goat image, the goat horns. These are all demonic. It was there from the day one. This is Lucifer's image. Look at that. That's Baphomet. And his horns, demonic horns. And I want you to notice something about this image. What do you notice? You notice these two little kids right here. And you have Baphomet. That's the devil. That's the satanic symbol of the devil. That's what represents the devil. And that's what Beyonce has chosen to do that in her album. She has the same horns, Baphomet horns, demonic horns. But what's interesting, look at that. You got two kids in there. So Beyonce representing the devil with the Baphomet horns, and then Disney representing the kids. So you have Beyonce and Disney. You gotta wake up. You need to understand it. They're trying to send your kids to hell. They're trying to bring demonic witchcraft to your families. This is exactly why did Beyonce have to release this on Disney. This is exactly what's going on. You have these two kids looking at the devil. And this is what Disney's pumping up to your kids. They're watching this. Can you believe this is in Disney Plus? This Black is King. Pumping this to your kids. So you can worship Lucifer. You can worship the devil. This is what they want. You need to wake up. We're on a spiritual battle. I want to read to you the book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. This is the Amplified version. It says, for we're now wrestling with flesh and blood. Right, let me put that high, you can see that. We're now wrestling with flesh and blood, contending only with physical opponents, but against despotisms, against the powers, against the master spirits who are the world rulers of this present darkness, against spiritual forces of wickedness in heavenly supernatural sphere. Therefore put on God's complete armor.
I've been asked time and time again, why Beyonce? I believe that she reminds us that sometimes you have to do your thing your way. You don't do it on demand. You don't do it for your oppressor. You don't sing when they want you to sing. You sing when God tells you to sing. Never give them your song. Beyonce didn't become Beyonce on her own. I'm not standing in front of you because of anything that I've done. I'm here because of the Mary Nortons of the world, the Daisy Washingtons of the world. These are women whose names you'll never know, but Black women who fought to their core to make sure that there was a better tomorrow for those who could stand in front of you and say, as a Black woman, I am created in the image of God, and I am here to change the game and make the world a better place.
Patriarchy, we need.
I am unapologetically a minister of the gospel. I am unapologetically a biblical scholar. And I am unapologetically a Beyonce fan. And I don't feel like I need to apologize for any of those things.
I think that Yolanda's sermon of knowing when to hold on to the hands that are next to you and stand tall and to not give up, those are messages that are not exclusive to just a woman of color experience. Those messages are necessary for everyone, and to use Beyonce and her music as a platform to bring people into the church to hear the message was truly, truly powerful.
Hey, I'ma keep rolling 'cause a winner never